The other thing,
What?
sorry, I just wanted to throw out too that there's 418 units in there, so you projected like 650 residents, right, at the full
Should we
capacity?
wait until we got the whole
Yeah,
group?
we probably should.
It's a good question.
5 seconds.
Yeah, 5 seconds.
Good evening and welcome to the March 12th Lakeville Parks Commission meeting. Lake Cam will be recording this meeting. Is there anybody else recording? Hearing none, we'll move on. Our first item on the agenda tonight is a meeting with Thorndike Development, so we'd like to welcome them and have them introduce themselves. Good evening, guys. Thanks for coming.
Thanks for having us.
No problem.
My name is Michael Devin. I'm the Director of Community Relations for Thorndike Development. I'm joined here tonight with Lloyd Geisinger, founder and president of Thorndike Development, as well as Cal Harvey. He's a project manager for Thorndike. Cal will also be hitting sort of the campaign trail with me as we do all of our outreach, which has already started, but will certainly ramp up as we get closer to the town meeting. Thanks for your time tonight. For us, this is a very important group to talk to. We see a ton of synergy between our community and what you all do as the Parks Commission. We are here today to talk about the Lakeville Country Club and our proposal for the town to develop the Lakeville Country Club. Over the course of the evening, we'll go over the project, utilities, the demographics in town, the right sizing of homes, building smart, and ultimately be a value add for Lakeville. And that's really my favorite part and why we're here. Because we think that we should be a partner with the town in terms of bringing what's best for the town to the town. Quick orientation, some of you may have seen this, so I'll go relatively quickly through these slides. Lakeville Country Club for us is in a great location, access to 495, 24, 79, all those great roads in this area. We are developing in Raynham, right next door as well, so we're very familiar with the area. The project site, as you narrow it down, sandwiched in between 105, 18, and 79 along Clear Pond Road, right across from the Clear Pond Park. Today is the Lakeville Country Club, 18-hole golf course as depicted here on the slide. Our plan is to take the country club that exists today and improve the course into a 9-hole golf course, taking the grade of the course up significantly with a professional management company that will improve the holes and make it a very sophisticated golf facility. In addition, we would then develop the remaining parcel into a variety of building types as well as amenities, which I'll go through later. But as an orientation, it would be 418 units combined across 9 buildings, multifamily buildings, as well as duplex homes. The multifamily buildings, after feedback that we received, we originally had proposed a taller building, are limited to a 3-floor structure, a 3-story structure, as well as additional units on some of the buildings where it'd just be at the bottom with walkouts in the back. Or excuse me, I got that wrong, Lloyd. The units that have the...
There's one building that's basically the equivalent of a single-family home that has a lower level walkout, just because the grades drop. It's on the back though.
So the Lakeville Country Club senior condo buildings that we're proposing are very, very similar, if not identical, to the buildings that we're building currently in Halifax. We have a community known as Featherwinds, which I'd encourage every one of you to see. This is a 3D model of those buildings in Halifax. As you can see, the buildings are tied together to create a community via the streetscape. This is a view from the pool house overlooking the central green. You can see that we take a good attention to detail in terms of our landscaping, because we don't want just a box sitting in the middle of grass. We want it to be a part of a community, make you feel like you're in a neighborhood where you get to walk around, enjoy the central green, walk to the pool house, develop relationships with your neighbors, so that you're outside getting recreation. We make sure that there are paths and landscaping that connect everything in the community back to the buildings and the homes. We have people sitting on porches and balconies in the larger buildings so that they're connected, places for people to sit and enjoy each other and their neighbors. as well as just breaking down the different styles of our duplex homes, so you can just see sort of how the look and feel of this community will be. The 9-hole golf course will significantly improve it. We'll make it a better course. We'll put it on the perimeter of the residences and maximize the greens and the spaces that are already there to allow for the Lakeville Country Club members that are already golfing every day and the broader public to come and have a world-class facility. The course will both be 9 holes, as well as have a driving range and a practice facility, a pro shop, which will be with the senior center as well. These are just some slides of how we see this course just becoming more vibrant with better landscaping, better pathways for walking, so that you all can be proud of the course that's in your town. And obviously with the Parks Commission, it makes sense for us to really drive into things that will get people out to participate in recreation with the driving range, as I said, putting green as well. We also contemplate having a golf clubhouse as well as a restaurant. The restaurant, if you see here with that blue, if you go back to this slide, we would definitely want to make sure that the restaurant over here overlooks the waterways. So it'd be a really great place for our residents that are living in this community to be able to commingle and work together with each other, as well as the broader public to come in and enjoy the beautiful views that the restaurant would offer. Lloyd tells stories multiple times about how various communities that he's had, I believe Red Mill Village in Norton was one, where a restaurant was built on the property, and it's now become sort of a community meeting place for seniors and the public alike to enjoy each other, and it really brings a sense of community to the community that we're building. Lakeville's population age is increasing, which makes a senior community very attractive for us as developers. But it also puts the town in a position where they have to start thinking about what are they going to do with their residents as they age. Do they want to lose them to another town, or do they want to create places for them to grow and have a multi-generational feel? The fact that the folks that are of older age don't have a place to go to downsize is putting sort of a squeeze on Lakeville young families. People that want to come in and buy in Lakeville, they just don't have the homes to buy. By building the community that we are proposing, that will then free up spaces for these young families to come in, which will then regenerate more people to participate in your parks, more people to participate in your sports leagues, and all the rest. And that goes hand in hand with this slide, which shows that over the course of time, we've seen a trend in the real estate industry in Massachusetts where back in the 70s, for instance, myself, I have a 1950s Cape, very small home that was built in the 50s, 70s, and then today the size of the homes have increased tremendously. Well, what does that do to a senior? That makes it very difficult to maintain. It makes it more costly. These homes aren't as energy efficient as the homes that we built. So what we're suggesting that we build will downsize the homes in a natural way for the senior residents that would eventually live in our community. So how does that connect to you all? So when I was just thinking about how I wanted to present tonight, I went to the Parks Commission website, and this vision that you all have, you have your mission and vision on the website. The Commission sustains the Ted Williams Camp and the dynamic park system throughout the town. We welcome and provide innovative programs for an evolving community, and our commitment inspires recreation, which promotes health and enjoyment as we reach into the future. That's exactly the message we're saying. That's what we want. We 100% think that this is something that works directly with your mission, directly with your vision of getting people out to do things that are healthy and recreational in the outdoors, the beautiful reservoir that will be on the site, both for the restaurant, the senior center and pro shop, the community at large, and also the public. You know, this isn't gonna be a community that's gated. The public's gonna be coming in, you're gonna be enjoying these facilities, and you're gonna be able to enjoy them. But in addition to that, part of our programming and things that we're working on with the select board in terms of the master development agreement involves mitigation payments. Ideas that the town wants to bring to us and what we want to bring to the town have to connect in order for us to agree in that master development agreement. And we see you all as a great entity to partner with, because we have the recreational notion behind our community. We have the vision that one and the same with us, we can work together to make the Ted Williams facilities better, or any of the other parks, such as Clear Pond Park, which is across the street. We think that a senior community tied to the downsizing and getting younger families into the homes of the seniors in Lakeville and the seniors into our community creates not just a senior community at the Lakeville Country Club, but a multi-generational community in Lakeville. And so the multi-generational aspect of developments that we like to develop comes through you all, because the parks are set up for the youth. The parks are set up for the sports leagues. And so for us, we don't like to just create a senior community. We like to connect to the town and build off of what you all are doing day in and day out. And so that's what we're trying to advocate for in our negotiations with the town, that certain funds that we bring in on our mitigation payment go to you guys. Because one, to be transparent, you guys have a network of people that a senior community doesn't exactly connect with, but it also does connect with them if the funds that are coming from that community go into your pockets to improve your parks, to improve your sports leagues and all the rest. And that takes us to the end. I said it'd be pretty quick because I wanted time for questions and feedback. You know, we're gonna be negotiating with the town manager or the town administrator and the select board members that have been elected for the task force to negotiate the master development agreement. And we wanna know what you guys want, so that when we sit down and talk to these people, we can say, you know, we heard from Melissa, and Melissa said that the Parks Commission wants X and Y, and we want our funds to go to that. And you may not have the answers tonight, but we definitely would want to hear from you.
Thank you very much for your presentation. Does anybody have any questions?
Through the
Go
chair,
ahead.
the pool, about that pool. We have a shortage of swimming pools in Lakeville. And what I've been doing up to now is paying for a membership at the athletic club, which is fairly sizable, and it's not really satisfactory the last few years. Would it be possible for someone to have a membership, a paid membership, to be able to swim in that pool?
And Lloyd, correct me if I'm wrong, but as of now, that wouldn't be contemplated. That's not something that we traditionally would do in terms of the amenities package. Those amenities are typically tied to the community. Having said that, the community will eventually be comprised of homeowners that dictate the rules and regulations of their community, and they could eventually make that decision.
So it would have to be negotiated through the HOA? Is that what, is that, you're saying, you know, I want a swimming pool. And it's been a really hard thing. I mean, I know that the town can't afford one.
Well, so that's a great segue. I left this out of the presentation. We talked about it a little bit before we went live, but
Okay.
We had a peer reviewer that did a fiscal impact study for this project, for this community, and he determined that the end of the build out, once you take away the expenses that a community like this adds to the town versus the revenue, which would be the property taxes, the town will have a net profit revenue from taxes of $2.1 million. And the town is actually peer reviewing that annually. And the town's peer reviewing that. So again, the same thing that I talked about in terms of negotiations with the town administrator and the select board, that's $2 million that the town's gonna have year over year. That could be something that you talk to them about and advocate for wanting.
Thank you. I don't see that happening with the other budget considerations, but thank you anyway.
But that's why we're here, because we're at the point where we are able to negotiate with the town. And that master development agreement that we're putting together is an agreement that the town will have to abide by just as much as we have to abide by it. And depending on what the people in the town want and what we want, we could add things and mark off saying, we think this is a priority and negotiate that.
So it would be a matter of finding how many people in Lakeville do want that.
I think so.
Thank you, okay.
Well, if I may,
Sure.
I'm not quite sure that's what it comes down to, as to how many people. I think it's more, at this moment, a question of whether or not, well, let's use the pool as an example, because you brought it up, and I can't comment one way or the other, whether that's the right piece of the puzzle or not. But having done this many times before, as Michael said, the reality is this is a political campaign. And it is completely appropriate for residents of Lakeville that go to town meeting to be able to say, on the whole, this is a proposal that I like or I don't like. And that proposal will have a number of pieces to it. It will have the senior community, it will have the golf course, and it will have mitigation components that we agree to. From our perspective, I really believe to my core that we have gone in the wrong direction as a society and segmenting people into separate groups. It's very, very hard to get something other than a senior community because of the tax benefits approved in most towns like Lakeville. That's in no way a judgment on you. But it doesn't mean that their world stops at these borders. And that's what Michael is talking about. That it's when you come out that southern entrance that's shown, if you can point to it, Michael, you are exactly 1 mile from where we're sitting here today. It's surprisingly close. You're used to going out the other way, coming in from Clear Pond Park.
Which is 2.5 miles.
When we make the connection, it's a mile. And one of the things that we want to talk to the town about is working with them to get a grant to improve a bike lane multimodal path that would encourage people to come down here. Because I know that seniors love to be around kids. They make great partners with the kinds of programs that you have here. And this is a 10-year build-out. This is something in which we need the first people that join our group to be our biggest advocates. And if they can say, we love it here. We love our community. We love riding our bicycles down to Ted Williams. We love participating in the Little Leagues as referees or whatever the case may be. And so as we think about how we can take the dollars that we have available in a project of this size, and we recognize it's a big project, we would love to hear from you whether there are elements here at your primary facility that we could participate in that would encourage seniors in some way or another. I mean, I had mentioned in the letter pickleball courts. Well, you've got some pickleball courts, but I know pickleball is the fastest growing sport in the United States. I don't quite understand it myself. I've tried it out. It's not for me, but a lot of people love it. That may not be the answer, but I think that to the extent that we can hear from you, things that we can include in our overall proposal and discuss with others in town, our goal here, frankly, is to create a package that people look at and say, this is good for the town. And that needs to include other things, other than just building 418 condominiums, which I understand a lot of people will have sticker shock for. Like you.
Yeah, it's just a lot on a little bit of area, and like you said, segregated, because the Lakeville Country Club is like in the middle of nowhere. Like it's 2.5 miles if you come out the back. So for the people in that building way up top, yes, your exit may be down here and only a mile away, but there's still a mile from your exit. So it's going to be 2 miles for those people to get here.
Well, that's a perception thing. I hear what you're saying, but I for me at
They
least,
can't walk anywhere.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
So I see the opposite with that. If you lived in this community or you came to visit, This is gonna be very attractive. I mean,
Okay.
part of the reason I left all of those slides about the homes and our buildings and our landscape is because we do create a beautiful streetscape. And so if I was a abutter or a neighbor or whatever, I would look at this and say, great, I don't have to walk on a street that's poorly lit anymore. I get to walk in this community, and it's a golf course, and it's gonna have attractive amenities, and it's gonna have attractive landscape, and you're gonna be able to walk through, and you're gonna be able to see the flowers, and the trees, and the reservoir, and the golf courses, and there's gonna be a lot of places to walk, because you're
Oh,
gonna have the
absolutely. I'm
roadway.
sure it's gonna be beautiful
and
and
the
you're gonna
paths.
have lighted pathways and walkways
Right.
and everything. But there's no CVS is a couple miles. So
Oh,
they'll have
sure.
to get in their car and drive to CVS, or get in their car and drive to our senior center, or get in the car and drive to the food store. You know what I'm saying? Like they're not,
We can't
That's why we
remake,
live in Lakeville,
that is why we live in Lakeville.
right? That's why I live in Lakeville. I don't want all those stores next to me.
No,
right.
but when you're
I understand
when
what
you're
you're saying.
really old.
It's a balance. It's a balance. And we're not trying to remake the world here. But we are trying to recognize, having built many of these types of communities, that what's right for you when you're 30 years old is not
It
necessarily
is
right
not.
for you when you're 70 years old.
Correct.
And this is really about new beginnings. If there's one thing I've learned in this business, it's not about the condo that you're buying. It's about finding like-minded people
Right.
that you can enjoy this section of your life. And from my perspective, getting people to enjoy life means getting them beyond their borders. They need to have a reason to branch out. We don't want them to just, sure, they may get up every morning and go for a mile walk through this, but they also may get on their bike once or twice in a couple of months and ride the bicycle down to Ted Williams Park. And if they're pickleball players and there's a great pickleball facility, they may do it, they might get in their car. At the end of the day, it really doesn't matter how they get here. I mean, you're right, they're gonna be in Lakeville, like in every town in Massachusetts, really. You need your car. But that doesn't mean you can't expand, and to some degree redefine, how we interact with people, how we interact with what's around us. But we really would love to know if there are some goodies here that you have been trying to get funded that you haven't been able to, that in which there's an intersection of opportunity here. I heard a pool.
I would love a pool. Having rheumatoid arthritis, I can't do a lot of the more strenuous exercises that other people can do, but water sports is one that I can.
A pool here at Ted Williams?
But your pool's not indoors. Right?
No,
It's
no.
just a small outdoor pool.
It would be a problem for us to make our pool part of, open to the town.
Right.
But that
And
doesn't
you're
mean.
right across from the beach, so
Well, that too.
doesn't seem
You're right.
overly.
But that doesn't mean that if there was if building a public pool here as part of the facility down here was something that had support, I realize that's a big number, but there's also public grant money available, and we did that in Halifax. In Halifax, the town passed a bond to help fund a new senior center. They're putting in half, we're putting in half. It didn't start out that way, but that's where it ended up.
Yeah.
And I do pay close to $700 for that membership for a very short period of time. So it's not a freebie for me, but it's worthwhile for me to be able to do water sports. Thank you.
Go ahead, Carrie.
So a couple of things. So one, if you guys have spent any time in the area, I'm a little confused on the ride your bike to Ted Williams. These streets are not safe. I
No,
don't let
and
my
and
kids
that's
ride
why I,
these streets.
excuse me,
Bike lane.
that's why I was suggesting, we've looked at the road and there's ample room onto the side to
Yeah.
create a dedicated bikeway.
Okay.
With a curb
Yeah.
that separates
Okay.
a multimodal path from the road. And there's a lot, I shouldn't say a lot, but there are public grant funds available for that exact
Okay.
type of improvement.
Okay.
The state would look very favorably on a grant that is connecting a community like this.
Yeah.
And
To the park.
to the parks, exactly. And you'd look at it as
Ultimately, the senior center.
and we would wind up doing a larger plan that would show how over time that bikeway could be expanded.
Right.
You know, just like the rail, you know, the rail trails now, where
Yeah.
you build a piece, then you build another piece.
Okay, that clears that up for me. Just to add on to the pool discussion, so that may be one thing. So there was a pool at one of the schools that it kind of just aged its lifespan. It was indoor pool, and I believe that's what the high school used for their swim team. Anyone in the town could go for like, I don't know if you could buy a membership or just cheap
Yeah.
day
I think it
rate,
was
but
Both.
it was
Both.
like multi-generational use. They did swimming lessons there. Well, it's non-functional now. They are making big decisions about, do they try to rehab it or do they just fill it in and not have a pool? The high school is using, I believe they go to Middleborough to use their pool, so yeah, maybe the pool would be one piece of leverage. There isn't a lot over here aside from walking and observing youth sports that seniors, you know, could do. Maybe, or the tennis courts are there and they're
The
pretty-
pickleball.
How do you
And
feel about
pickleball.
the pickleball situation? Is that a popular sport here in town?
It's picking up actually.
Yeah, I mean,
Like-
we had a group in here for a while, and they wanted to use all the courts, and they're tennis courts,
Yeah.
you know, so we tried to come to an agreement where we gave them one court
I
to
saw
make two
that.
pickleball, and the middle court was kind of a you know, tennis or pickleball, whichever it could be, and the third one would stay tennis.
Yeah.
And they weren't in favor of that and wanted to go someplace else. But would it be something that the general public would like? I think so.
Yeah, I do
It's not my sport,
Right.
but I would not stand in the way if you guys wanted to help come up with building 3 pickleball courts and getting funding to do that. That would be, I think, a great thing, especially
wouldn't hurt
especially if you've got a bike trail going from there
Right.
a mile up the street. You
And
know?
one other thing real quick that comes to mind to like connect those two groups. So my grandparents lived in a retirement community in Florida, and my favorite thing when me and my brother were down visiting was to go play shuffleboard. I think like kids like that, obviously seniors like that,
Yeah.
that might be an activity that like could mesh those groups.
Is the bocce, I saw you have all these bocce courses, that must be.
We
is
just
that
have
the-
one.
Just one.
Oh, just one?
And
Yeah.
it was built by, you know, as a Boy Scout project,
Oh,
but it's had very little use, and it's too bad,
oh,
because
Yeah.
it'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah, we took down the border because it rotted so I
Yeah.
took it down last year. But we had one family that came and played every week.
what are those, I thought they were bocce,
Tennis, horseshoes?
Horseshoes.
oh, it's horseshoes.
Horseshoes, yes, yes. And that, those 20 courts were built by the Horseshoe Club.
Ah,
So the deal was if they built the 20 courts, 16 would stay for the club, and 4 would be open to the general public, which is more than enough, you know.
Yeah.
But that's where that is, yeah. And they take care of the whole thing, you know.
And they use them all the time.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. No, they've got weekly leagues and tournaments, and it's a nice avenue.
So in my mind, the two things we need the most currently is a multi-function building and new baseball fields.
new baseball fields,
Yes.
Rehabbing what we have.
rehabbing. I like baseball.
Yeah. I don't know, does anybody else have any?
Oh, those are good.
Those are big.
Yeah.
Is this golf course going to be like public and
Yes,
private? Yes.
no, entirely public,
Entirely public.
entirely public. This is not at all, well, I'm sure there'll be memberships that you can buy at it's a public course, but there'll be different programs of how you can participate, you know, if someone wants to. We haven't gotten that far, is the honest answer, but it's intended to be a public course. We've been in discussions with Sterling Golf, who manages 8 other golf courses in this region. They feel that, to use their words, the bones of the course are very good. They think the layout is actually a very good layout, and it just needs a lot of TLC.
Yeah, the original 9.
That's right, I've seen those pictures.
I grew up there.
Oh, is that right?
I grew up pedaling my bike over there to play golf.
Okay, all right.
And I was there when they built the second 9. I was
Uh-huh.
working there, and what have you. And but the original 9 had big wide open fairways, big tee boxes, big greens. You know, it was a very friendly course to play.
Uh-huh.
And when they built the other 9, They kind of squeezed in some holes and.
So if we were to participate in trying to get the fields, move them along, what specifically is on your agenda, and what are the price tags associated with it? Do you know that off the top of your head?
I do. It's as soon as we can find the money, they'll be done, and it's about $150,000.
$150,000.
And that's for
6 fields.
6 fields.
Really? And you're looking for the money. Where's my checkbook?
We'll take it.
It's been a case where the leagues have always, participated in cleanup days and work
Right,
days.
right.
At least once a year. And about 5 or 6 years ago, we had a switch, and the Lakeville Little League joined the Freetown Little League together, and now they play most of their games over in Freetown. So Lakeville's become, like the little sister no one wants to deal with, and they haven't had field days here in 6 years. So subsequently, the fields are in disrepair.
Years ago, dating myself, but I guess it was 20 years ago, we pushed through a development plan next to the Kingston commuter rail station. For those of you who know local lore, the Mary O'Donnell property, it's a big gravel pit, 100 acres. It was actually the very first 40R project, if you know 40R at all. 40R is supposed to be the friendly version of 40B, okay? And it was a very large project, and we ultimately got a 2/3 vote at town meeting. It was a very well-attended town meeting. And part of the plan was to build soccer fields on an adjacent piece of property. Now, that was not an age-restricted community, and it was a very large community, which never got built because the '09 meltdown came along right after we got all of our permits. Only project I've ever permitted and not completed. But my point was simply that the reality was that it was the youth sports parents who turned out in large numbers at town meeting and pushed a somewhat contentious proposal over the top. And in thinking back on it, it was a very interesting process. It's worth a minute here. Because people started out saying, oh, we're going to get soccer fields. I want the soccer fields. I'm going to vote for this project. But then they started thinking about it and understanding what this was all about and how it was that we were going to bring, new homes to a community that needed homes, that it was going to be an opportunity for seniors to live next to the kids and all the rest. And in the end, I'm convinced, because I talked to dozens and dozens and dozens of them, that yes, it was the soccer fields that got them thinking about it. But at the end of the day, they felt that it was the right thing for Kingston to do. Economics didn't cooperate back then. But, so my point here is that I would not say it's off the table for us to participate in improving the fields, even though that doesn't have a direct connection to seniors. It does to me in the sense that the more people that are drawn to this facility over time, the more energy it generates, the more interesting it is. And I know for me, with 6 grandkids, I love nothing more than coming out and watching. I never realized I'd have another opportunity to participate in youth sports, whether it's my grandkids or it's someone else's kids. It's a wonderful way to spend an afternoon, especially when you don't have to take them home with you.
Right. Okay, any other questions? Do you guys have any other questions for us?
Well, we would very much like for you to give this some thought, we've thrown a lot at you. We're working very closely. The select board and the planning board have been great. They've set up a task force and we're meeting with them once every 2 weeks. Andrew's been very helpful. And we are very much over the next 6 weeks or so trying to come to some sort of consensus on what this proposal really looks like. And we'd love to hear back from you. So,
And I've been in contact with Peter, so he has all of my contact information, but I can also provide it individually
Perfect.
to you all as well.
No, Peter's fine. Thank you. All right. Well, I
The-
thank you guys
the-
all for coming.
a couple-
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
The
Andy.
golf course itself, like with the range and restaurants, and you take first class, I guess, like what sort of clientele, I guess, you're looking for, like
I'm sorry, what?
clientele that you'd be looking for, like Sterling Golf, like their golf courses they manage, are they really on the high end, are they more?
I'd say they're a solid B plus. You know, they're not the highest end, but they definitely take pride in what they do. We need to put more energy into thinking about where that middle ground is, because we certainly do not want to turn people away that have been playing on that course for years and years and years. On the other hand, you know, I think everyone recognizes that the course needs help, and including Derek, the owner, you know. So I don't have a good answer for you at the moment, but you know, that's kind of how I would slice it. I'll talk with them more, and we'll get back to you and find another course in the area now that the weather's breaking that they feel is comparable to where this would end up.
Through the chair, you might look at a Acushnet. Acushnet is the nice place where my husband golfed
Okay,
quite a bit, and it might be that sweet spot.
okay.
It's town-owned, independently run.
It's a nice
And
course.
it's a nice course.
Pretty accessible too.
Anything else, Andrew?
Okay.
I can't think of anything.
Okay. All right. Thank you guys for coming in. We
Thank you.
appreciate it.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, next on our agenda is to go over the engineering plan with Jamie from Zenith Engineering. Thanks for coming, Jamie.
No problem, how you doing?
Good, thanks. How are you?
I'm good. Where would you like for me to set this up?
You can come right up here so that everybody on Lake Cam can see it.
You want the plan back there and everything?
Yeah, you want some help?
No, that's okay, thank you.
Have a great night.
Thank you.
Good night, thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you.
My first comment on the plan is that it's way too small. I had to find my biggest glasses and it still wasn't enough. And I was like, I should run to the store and buy myself extra big glasses.
Well, good news is I brought some bigger plans for everybody. Well,
Like-
not everybody, I brought 2 sets.
I decided that I could
can share.
take my phone and enlarge it on my phone. I used to laugh at my mother when she couldn't read and she would go like this. Comma. I always get ya.
All right, one set, I guess, over here, and then a set over here for everybody.
Now you have to take your glasses off.
All right. The first 2 sheets are kind of just telling you where the property is, and then there's the existing addition sheet, is sheet 2. I think the Parks Commission is pretty familiar with
Yes.
what's there. So if we can go to, this is called the layout sheet. I put together just a quick little highlight, and at any time, stop me, ask me any questions.
Okay.
We're looking for feedback. I'd like to get this submitted to whatever departments need this. I know conservation will need to look
Yep.
at this. I'm not sure if planning is subject to or not. I'll talk with Nate and Michelle and see, but basically I want to get everybody's input so that we finalize and submit a package that everyone likes. So on this plan, the cliff notes are, we have 104 parking spaces proposed, 5 handicap, 4 van accessible.
Do you know off the top of your head how many we currently have?
No, because there's not a set number because.
Right,
of
it's
that.
just
no
no
lines.
lines.
Yeah, there's no
Gotcha.
lines. You actually, my next topic was, we're providing curb stops, which is gonna give you some delineation as to parking spaces, but also in our detail sheets, what we're proposing is, what we're calling a gravel paving delineation. You put it in reprocessed asphalt as well. Basically, it's a buried paver block or block. You put into the ground straight in line, so every year when you paint your lines,
Nice.
you
They
have
stay.
a marker on each end. That way, no matter if you plow it, you regrade it, those blocks are still there. It works really nice in gravel parking areas. So we're proposing that for delineations here. Walkway. Right now, getting kids and adults out of the traveled way, parents running late for the game, running late for practice, it's nice to get everybody out of the traveled lanes. So we're trying to provide some walkway areas in here so that parents and kids can walk without, fear of getting hit by a car. ADA sitting areas and accessibility. Right now, the park has no ADA anything.
Right.
What we did was we provided each field with an ADA sitting area and access to it, and parking areas as close as we can to the appropriate fields so that it's accessible and user-friendly. We're proposing a new building over here. The new building, we don't have any structural plans. We have nothing to go off of, so I picked 30 by 50. 30 by 50, what we're hoping is that it can house a snack shack, bathrooms, and storage. I know the parks need storage. I know the clubs need storage. 30 by 50 may not be enough, but the best location for it, in my opinion, based off of everything going on, is a hybrid of where the old building was and where the snack shack is. The bad news is the snack shack is rotting inside, in between the wall and the siding. If you pull back parts of the siding, you can see where the water's been getting in between and rotting things out. We've made Band-Aid repairs over the years, but there's only so much you can do. It's that particle board and
OSB.
kiln dried, 2x, it is what it is. At the very end, we have a cul-de-sac. I will tell you the comments that I've gotten from people so far is they don't love the idea of the cul-de-sac. They see it as a waste of space. Also, there's been comments that they're afraid people will just park there, and so fire and ambulances won't be able to utilize it if needed. I'm open to suggestions. I think anytime we...
Gated off?
Well,
Like a chain?
So the thought
People
process...
can't park there?
The thought process is yeah, we could. You could do something with a Knox box or something if you wanted. Technically, under the NFPA, the fire code, they're not supposed to have to back up more than 150 feet,
Fire trucks.
fire trucks.
Gotcha.
So,
Understandable, right? They're big.
understanding with the state code, this would meet it, but the chief does have flexibility to say, I don't need it here, or we'll be fine. So this might be something where I go and talk with Chief O'Brien and say, what do you need? Would you allow me just to give you maybe some kind of a little entrance to park here and then you could back out? I don't know. It's something that we're open to discussion if Parks feels it, but this, we believe, meets code for it, so that's what you have. We're showing improvements to Field 3 with dugouts. Field 3 right now is the field that people really can't use. It's wet. It's in disrepair. There's really not dugouts. There's little caged-in, quasi-caged-in areas.
Collapsing benches.
With a bench,
Yep,
yeah.
and we actually had some parents throw some pallets, which ended up going into a little wooden
The bridge.
walkway over what is kind of like a swale, but it's just a depression. And we've addressed that further on in this plan set. But what we're showing here is a 200-foot field, which is what the town would want if they want to be able to get tournaments, like real tournaments. You want 200-foot fields for USA softball regulations. The other two fields are pretty much right there. And since we've done most of the improvements to Field 2 already with the dugouts and everything, this would be big. You'd have 3 fields that could be beneficial to the town and to softball altogether. Lighting for Field 2 is shown on this. Lighting's going to not just be big just for softball, but also for blue ball and co-ed. you know, I think they're fighting for space, you know.
They are.
So, lighting is put onto this because it'd be good for everybody. And a fan sitting area over on field 2. Right now, field 2's tough. You've got the drop off behind the fence here
Right.
with kind of it's kind of a skewed vision. What I find most parents do, they pull their cars off the road here and sit watching from their
Yep.
cars. It's not a real good way to get the parents engaged with the kids.
No.
You know, I think that opening up this area over in here, which is a little wooded area, taking out a little bit of trees and opening that up so that people can sit. Also, back here, cleaning this up a little bit. I think that will really push parents to be able to come and watch the games and sit closer to the fields.
So you're gonna move the sitting area that's right over here, over to the other side,
Well,
No, just
right?
add
Because it's
another one.
bleachers here,
we're looking to add, not move.
not remove.
Yeah,
Okay.
not move or remove.
Because where's the ADA one for the
They're both-
second field?
So there's an ADA seating area here that we're proposing,
Okay,
and we have an ADA seating area here and here.
for the
Right.
other two fields.
Yep, right now, if you look under the words light pole, that's where right now the bleachers are sitting, those aluminum bleachers.
Yep.
They got carried over there at some point
Okay, they get put over there.
over the year. I'm
Okay.
not really sure how effective they are there, but there's really not we've looked at it from all angles. There's not a really
that's a
good
tough field.
spot for it on field 2. It's a tough view. But some seating areas where people can bring their camping chairs, get up close to the fence, have their kids running around, you know, and whatever. That we feel that would be inviting to people. So that kind of sums this up. You'll notice there, we're showing some trees, trying to stop people from parking on the non-paved, recycled asphalt areas. The only way to do that is to put vegetation that they can't drive on, trees, shrubs, something of decent size.
That they can't. Yeah.
And we're showing some picnic tables and things like that to try to improve.
In this big drainage basin, this is the only drainage, like swale?
Nope, but I'm gonna show you,
I'm
that's,
sorry, I'm getting ahead.
it's okay. It's,
All right.
it's okay. The next sheet actually is gonna go over that a little bit better. So you guys okay with me changing pages? All right. All right, we call this the grading and drainage plan. This one shows adjusted grading on field 1. Field 1's a nice field. When you actually look at it from a standpoint of grade, it has too much pitch across it. And you can actually go out there, stand at home plate, and you can see how it drops on the back left-hand
back.
side. Over in here, what we have, well, let's just take it this way. We're at 102 for elevation. Elevations are in feet. Over here, we're at elevation 97 and 96. So there is 8 feet of drop across the field from outfield side to outfield side. They recommend 0.5% to 1%. I couldn't get that to work here. It would have buried everything. It would have changed the entire campus. So what we did was we worked the best we could. We kind of worked with the grades here, and then what we did was we took from this point, pretty much right at the third baseline going out, and flattened this area here. The only way to get that done is a small retaining wall. Retaining wall is going to be anywhere from, I think, 9 inches to a little less than 2 feet tall. It's not a big one, but it's there. And there's really not a way to get that with the field being leveled up to some degree and the ADA access walkway to work with one another besides the wall. Because I hate
You
the
need
wall.
that,
Is
because
the
otherwise
fence
it's
inside
gonna,
of
it would
it?
slope too
Wash
much.
away.
It would slope too much out to the parking lot.
It would slope too much to the park. It'd be a cliff. So we had to do that. The good
No,
news
it's a good
is
idea,
the wall's only limited to right in this area here.
the field.
And that's gonna
Exactly.
take care of all the wetness?
It's gonna help with the wetness, and it's also gonna help with, the puddling down at the base, because that's right where we get all the ruts from people that pull it a little too far. That place
Yeah.
is always soaked. We'll have to bring that grade up a little bit, so that will help. Another thing that when we were doing the drainage analysis, another thing we realized is what's happening is all this water was originally pitching right to here, and this is a massive flat spot. So what we're doing is, and it's not just this, it's also water from up in here that's coming down. What we're doing is we're pitching it, a lot of it, we're catching it and trying to pitch it here and around the building this way into the wetland, so that it's no longer shooting towards this field and staying stagnant. We're trying to pitch it into the into the wetland back here and help dry out that field a little bit. So we think between the two of those, that will really help with this area in here. We're also working on grades for Field 3. Field 3, we're keeping the grade pretty much at home plate, but like the other field, dropping off quite a bit, we're looking to flatten it out. So we're picking it up in this area about 2 feet, in this area about a foot and a half.
I was gonna ask you, are you planning on raising it?
You have to.
Oh, you have to?
Yep,
That-
you have to.
That field's always been wet.
It's always been
Since I was a
wet.
kid.
Yep, so that's what the proposal is here, fence at 200 feet, standard USA softball field, should be pretty good. And then drainage. We have drainage basin here with what's called a forebay, and this is the actual basin. So it's not a swale. This actually, when water comes, what it will do is it'll hold the water and release it slowly so that it mimics the speed in which it's functioning now out into the wetland. So it won't engulf the wetland with the water. We're also putting a small collection area here with a pipe underground. This right here is catching the water that's sheeting across here. We're able to pick it up here instead of letting it all just keep coming down, coming down, coming down. So we're trying to pick it up here, and we're picking it up down here in this forebay.
And where does the little one in the middle, where does that go?
It goes to this back basin.
Okay,
So that's what this pipe will do here, is it'll transfer it from in this collection
All
area
right.
right to there. Okay? One of the things that I don't know if the parks knows, and I didn't know about it until last year, was the culvert that runs under this little access path here
yep,
is 6 inches smaller than the culvert in the road. And that explains why it floods and surcharges around the dugout on field 2 and floods it. And it only floods it for a couple of hours, but it's enough to wash all of our gravel and stone dust away.
All your hard work.
And I didn't know, but the neighbor, Derek Maxim, took videos for me and showed me it because I had no clue. So what we're proposing is replace the culvert with an equal-sized culvert so that they equalize. It's going from an 18 to a 24 inch. So
Nice.
that's part of this as well.
and then that just goes off into the wetlands, goes into the woods.
That's part of that cold stream, the
Yep.
cold water. Well, it's not a cold water.
Yeah, there's
An
not
old
enough
stream.
water there to be a stream, but it probably eventually connects to one. So, but yeah, like right now, during most of the summer, it's bone dry, and then upgrading at the pond, they actually control it with boards.
Right, it's a little
Yep,
thing.
it is a
Yeah, we used to
sluice
pull 'em
gate or
out.
whatever, yeah.
We used to pull them out to go play in the water.
Yep. So,
You were in trouble, weren't you?
Oh, yeah. I lived down there.
and then the last sheet really to go over tonight, and I'll go over any of these plans with anyone, the rest of the sheets are kind of just boring as far as like erosion control sheets and details. That's more for contractors who need to know how to construct these items and take care of the property. This is the utility sheet. This one is pretty brief. On this, we're showing the proposed tight tank. We did attempt perks with the Board of Health. We dug, soil mapping shows the best soil on site is up here. It was still horrific. We dug down, it looked like clay, marbled clay. Even though clay is just the generic term, it wasn't, it was just really bad, tight material, not suitable for a septic. We also came back and dug back here, same stuff, just bad. So Board of Health and the soil evaluator on site agreed, tight tank's the way to go for this place. So tight tank will be fine. As far as size-wise, we did calculations. This plan would be suitable for submittal to the Board of Health. It's also part of this package, so it can go out for bids or grants or whatever else that we get. Wanted to include in this. 2,500 gallon monolithic tank. We put them down right on Long Pond. So they sit underwater most of the time in most applications, and they're fine. Monolithic means one pour, so typically tanks have seams at the middle part. The only seam on this will be at the very top when the cover hits the tank. And then what we do is we make them gasket it and waterproof it. So it should be very watertight and sound.
And then that just gets pumped like your septic tank.
Yeah, so what will happen is there's an alarm for 3/5. Once the level hits 3/5 full, there'll be a light that goes on with an alarm. You can silence it, and you still have 2/5 of the tank volume remaining. Company will come, pump the tank, and you're back at it. And you can still use it even when the alarm's going, and there's a button just on the side to silence it. Yep. the last thing for this was connection to the existing well. Obviously, that's gonna take some testing, some work, and work with the Board of Health, but we have an existing well on site, and we would, even though we probably won't get it for potable uses, I think we could get it to flush toilets.
But
and-
irrigation, you guys are going
Exactly.
to.
So, and we've used it to flush toilets with the trailers and things like that, so that would be the goal. And that is essentially it.
My only other question that I came to is we're removing the existing playground. Did you have a spot to put a new playground?
Yeah, so we talked about putting it right in this vicinity here.
Okay.
And let me go back to,
Like it's closer to.
Well, it's closer to here, but not to here, but
No,
that's fine.
but
It's
it's-
not near the woods. That's
It's still
fine.
closer to the general.
Yeah,
it is, so, so
you
the
can sit here and watch, yeah.
the pros and cons are, parents can see it from all three fields, which is nice because field 2, you can't see your kids
No.
on the playground. The other pro is the mosquitoes are horrific over
Over there.
where it is now.
Yeah.
I mean, they're bad. Getting them away from the tree line is a good thing. Bad news is that they're kind of in the middle, so there's foul balls that potentially could go in that area. Yeah, exactly, right? So,
There's
Wear a
pros and
helmet.
cons.
yeah, these two, I mean, I don't think I've seen anybody hit a foul ball from field 2 that far, but definitely field 3 and 1.
Yeah.
That could be an active area depending upon who's playing. And also the fact we'd have to fence in the area, because there's vehicles that are moving around. So we might want to make some slight alterations to the grading, which is easy enough to do to make that work. The one thing I have learned is playgrounds are ridiculously expensive. Every apparatus is a budget breaker. So I did not include a full playground on here because
No, no.
we looked as a park, as a group softball board, we looked into buying a swing set. And it was crazy.
Right.
I mean, like 5 figures of madness. And then you need the chips that go with it, the certified chips and
Yep.
everything else. So, yeah, so, but this is the area in which we were thinking would be best for everybody.
Okay.
That's why I sent you that email. It's year-end clearance on that.
Sales,
stuff.
they have sales twice a year, yeah.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Yeah, I guess my only thought was that back field being so wet, especially with the parking lot,
Mhm.
the extended parking lot you have there and that field itself.
Yep.
I was wondering, what is your plan? And you said to elevate it and correct the drainage. I mean, that's key.
Yeah, it is. It really is.
Are you planning on putting like a drainage where that swale is from home plate out, or are you gonna go the other way with it?
Over in here?
Yeah,
So there's actually more pitch. Right now, it's really flat. So what we're doing is we're increasing the pitch to run and get into the roadway and back.
Okay.
But again, we're taking a 2-tier approach. We're trying to limit the amount of water that gets there. So if you look at the actual contributing area that flows there now, we're looking to cut that by a lot and swale it around the backside of
To the other side.
Exactly.
that would be great,
Yep.
because that doesn't impact where people are as much.
No, exactly, and it's all getting to the same wetland, same area. It's just, the amount of time it takes to get there. And that's part of why, because this is getting to the wetland quicker, that's part of why we need the basin, is to actually slow it down so we're not sending too much water to the wetland and impacting anybody downstream.
Would you believe we had a Babe Ruth field where you plan to put that?
I do, I
Drainage
looked at the
swale.
historical photos. The home
Yep,
plate.
home
that's
plate
what
that
was
went
there.
out.
A little bit if
We
you're
had,
out
we had
there,
balls
yeah.
that would go out towards and just disappear when they hit the
Never
ground.
get them back, yep.
Gone. They would go in it was crazy.
Yeah, no,
But I mean, yeah, it's just crazy how wet it was. That's where they used to put the big fireworks display and
I'm still amazed, the old building here had bathrooms in the lower level.
when I was a kid, they opened them
Yep,
and they lasted about a year.
yeah, they must have flooded all the time.
Oh, they did. It was constant, there was constant water on the cement and
Yep,
it was just wet.
yeah, it was bad.
Yeah.
It was. When we cleaned it out down there, it was bad.
So gross.
It was really gross.
Yeah.
That whole building
Since
was
we're
gross.
gonna shoot for the moon with
was
everything,
moved.
grants and stuff,
That
is
building was
there
up on Main
any
Street.
reason why we
that
can't
was moved.
put in for lighting on field 3?
Because it was free.
No, there's nothing, from my understanding, there's nothing off limits that we can't add to the plan.
Okay.
So if you guys want field lights added to field 3, I'm happy to have them.
Well, thank you. These proposed light poles, are they just going to be, in your mind, the wooden ones that we have on field 1?
I mean, the wooden ones are still extremely expensive.
Yes.
Sinking poles, especially of that height, is huge money. So, yeah, I would imagine anything
Yeah,
like that
because we
would
just
prob-
redid all field one.
Yeah,
so-
that's financially crippling. So, yeah, I would imagine we're gonna have wood poles with
That's,
as simple of lights
that's
as
why
we
you see
can.
wood poles out here,
Exactly.
everywhere.
because they were so expensive to put up the
The
metal,
metal is, yeah.
the metal stanchions, which is
Mm-hmm.
outrageous.
Yep. So I would think yes.
I mean, not that we need to do it, I'm just saying, if the like big 10-year goal of the parks is to make this a facility that we can have other people pay to host tournaments here and stuff, like,
Right.
you're gonna get
Yeah.
more bang for your buck if you have.
No, it doesn't hurt
more
to put them
fields
in
with
because then you have the
lights.
whole plan and
Yeah,
to
and maybe
have
it
put 'em
never
in.
I
So
agree.
happens.
All right, we
Fine.
can add that. This is, yeah, that's perfect. I'll add that on.
Where, can you show me where the football field is currently?
Yeah, it's
Up there,
in a drainage basin.
And what is all this right here?
that's grass and
Wetland.
wetland, that's the stream.
So by putting this in, will that help this too, or no?
There are environmental benefits to the basin. So drainage basin isn't just about flooding, but it's also about water quality. Right now, we have zero drainage best management practices on site. Everything flows off and into the resource area. What this will do is this will, between this section here and the forebay here, is gonna help settle out any type of salts or any types of dirt, contaminants. It will help keep that back, so it'll be definitely an improvement to the wetland resource areas. So yes.
So you're asking if a football field can be fit in there? There also, I mean, if you
That was a
remember,
little bit, yeah.
there was a lot of issues with parking.
Yes.
I mean, I know we're fixing parking to make it more
better put it in
organized,
here.
but I don't
Yeah.
know, adding a whole nother sport, especially if we start doing like rented tournaments,
Right.
it might be too much of a
Yeah.
Right.
catastrophe.
So
Right.
we've done tournaments there and small ones.
Little ones,
And
yeah.
the problem is that if you're gonna rent it out, let's say that you have a state class, group that wants to use this, on an annual basis. They're not gonna have nearly enough parking without something like this.
Right.
What we had to do was we would have to move a telephone pole, and then we'd have to have somebody guard with a sign saying
Right.
umpires and coaches only,
Right.
because you're afraid people are gonna get stuck on the grass.
Right.
But, so the coaches and the umpires would park back there, because, they'd be very careful and talk to them. But, and you still had people lining up and down Bond Street, parking
Right.
everywhere.
Yeah.
It was a disaster.
Please don't like that.
No,
Yeah.
that's something we need to limit, yeah.
Oh, and while we're on it, the other part that I'm doing here is I'm changing where the entrance is. The entrance right now is over here, and comes up into the site on kind of a hard angle. It's much easier when people are coming out and looking 90 degrees to the left and to the right, and not on a skewed angle in a row. I don't love the idea of having these as close as they are. But
Yeah.
at the end of the day, I think whether we fence one side off like we have now and make everybody come out to one side, I think it's nice to have the option of opening the second one in case something does happen. And the layout of these two, I think, it improves how people are gonna access in and out. But it will potentially impact moving some items out there. The gate, obviously, there'll be some stuff that will have to be moved. I tried to do it so we wouldn't have to.
Because
move
isn't there
until-
like a ditch, like a swale in between them now?
No,
Or
it's
no?
grass. No, it's just grass.
Just
Just a little
grass?
grass, yep,
Yeah.
yep.
Okay. Could even
Oh, I
make
see.
it like a
No,
one
This is
the
what
way.
you're talking
ditch
about,
is
this was the,
The ditch is over here, like.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
stream.
yeah, with a
Yeah.
stream, with a intermittent stream.
Okay,
All right, so lights on field 3.
yep.
And a playground.
And just, yeah, put proposed
We can
playground.
have playground area wording, yep.
So we put the building, we had talked about like a pavilion area for eating and stuff, right?
Yeah, so
With shade.
like over here,
In the
I
box
got-
area?
where the
The
playground,
playground area?
yeah.
I guess if they'll both fit, just something with shade with,
That you can put the
People
picnic
can sit
tables in,
under
again,
if
for
they
like a tournament or something, they would have somewhere to go.
Sure, do you have, can you guys send me an idea of what you're thinking size-wise or aesthetics-wise, so I can draw it on there appropriately? I think I get what you're talking
I
about.
mean, I'd say just whatever you think is gonna
What it could
fit with the
fit.
playground. So like, just like a concrete pad,
Mhm.
right, that we have a bunch of picnic tables on.
With some cover.
So that,
We can
like,
put
if
some
you're
cover
buying
on it.
stuff at the snack
Yeah.
shack,
Mhm.
you can, you
Stronger
have somewhere
one.
to sit down and eat it if you
Yeah.
want, and then a cover, so there's
Right.
shade.
Especially
The one at the
if you're
library
moving
was
this
falling
building
down.
over
Okay.
from where
We can do
the,
that.
you know, you're almost thinking probably where the existing snack stand is now,
Mhm.
coming out and maybe splitting that area with the playground. You know,
Yeah.
especially because you're moving the building back over a little bit, almost to where it was.
But you still have, these are the batting cages.
Yeah, so we've got the batting
Oh, yeah.
cage, the shed, and right now we have a storage unit back there as well to hold,
You're right there.
gear.
What about on the fields
Well, hopefully we
themselves?
won't need that if we can get a building
So
built.
that would be great.
On the fields themselves, didn't we, as the board, talk about having like some dedicated like pitching warm-up areas?
They have, so on the, on this field itself, field 3, it's gonna be really difficult with the wetland resource
Yeah.
line over in here.
But if you put it between 1 and 3, up with the playground and the heated pavilion, the pavilion
Maybe
and
have
the.
to hide from pitch balls in addition to foul balls.
Yeah, so there is room in this area, what is now the ditch, the area
Yep.
that a lot of water goes to. There's potential for some kind of a warm-up area
Like a
there.
tunnel,
Yep.
not an actual physical tunnel, but
Yeah, a
yeah.
netted
Yeah.
area or
Yeah.
something, yeah. There's definitely room there for probably a couple of them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Thank you, Jamie.
That's
Yeah.
it?
Does anybody else have any questions, concerns, or comments? Anything we need to add, Andrew, for when your little girl comes up?
I know, right?
6 years is gonna fly by.
Oh, it's quick, it's quick.
No,
All right,
makes a lot of sense.
all right, great. Well, if you guys think of
Nothing
something, let
else?
me know. I'm gonna try to get these to the town by the end of next week, if that's all right. I'll talk with powers that be and see what permits we need. I know conservation's one of them. If site plan approval is another one, then we'll file with the planning board. And that's it.
Okay,
All
perfect.
right, great. All right, thank you for your time. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for coming in.
I'm happy to, this is great.
Hopefully easier than your last meeting.
Yes,
Although you were in and out of your last meeting pretty quick.
yes, I was. Yeah, no, everything's going good today.
Good, good.
Good, that's awesome.
Jamie, you imagine the basin that just basically full of water?
No, so the basin is designed to not hold water after 72 hours if it's a regular storm. We try to make sure that the empty out is 72 hours. That's the state standard. We put the outlets at the bottoms of the basin so there's no stagnant water standing there as well. So if the pipe's at the bottom of the basin, we can't really get water standing. That's important. I mean, my daughter is 16, she's in the high school now, so she's done with rec,
Those
but
things need to be dug out.
the mosquitoes there are brutal.
Rototiller
And so the
at the
last
bottom
thing I
of
want to
them.
do is
It's only at the
contribute
bottom,
to any
and
type of
possibly even
increased
adding some
mosquito.
sand back in.
So,
He would be
no,
able
the
to
basin
ask,
should
'cause he's the
drain,
one that told
and
me
that's the hope, is to
Had to
get
be
the
done.
water out
It
of
should
there.
be done annually, it hasn't been done yet.
Hasn't been done yet.
That's,
And from a safety standpoint, we don't want standing water there for too long because the kids.
no, and they drain, these here drain pretty quick.
Yeah,
But,
I've
but
never seen water in the bottom of them.
I remember you and I had the conversation that they need to be tended to.
They do.
They need to be rototilled or,
Yeah, you gotta maintain them.
and
Cut the
add
grass.
sand to it. And nothing's been done because grass is growing in all the way on the one over by the police station.
Yeah, yep.
So through the chair, let me just ask that, I don't know what the process is like for CPC that funded your
Mhm.
fine study. Does something get emailed to them or?
Have you been paid?
I haven't put it in, I put in one invoice for the survey part of it. I have not put in the second. I was with Michelle presenting in front of the planning board just before this. And she asked me the same thing before the meeting. I'm gonna probably submit an invoice to her tomorrow because that will make for their next meeting. But I usually like to have a plan set before I bill somebody.
Right.
So
Yeah.
yes,
So
I'll
does
send
this-
it tomorrow.
This is just a little new to me. I'm the liaison for CPC. I'm just wondering, should I bring this to
Nope.
them?
Jamie's gonna, nope.
Jamie will handle that? And
Yep.
is this a copy for Parks or?
Absolutely. You guys are welcome to keep them if
You
you
don't
want.
need them?
I don't, no, but if you want me to get rid of them, I will.
No, we'll keep one in the office.
Yeah, it's a good spot.
Thank you.
Maybe we'll keep two in the office, so in
Well-
case we need to look at it again.
And
those of us
when-
with glasses.
When we have finalized stamp plans that are updated, I'll bring those and you can replace them and throw these out.
Awesome.
All right,
Thank you.
all right, great.
Great.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, Jean.
Oh.
Have a good night.
The basin in the back, is it angled so that a lawnmower can drive down to cut the grass in it?
It's angled just like the other basins around town, so yes, they can definitely
Okay,
drive down.
because the one in the parking lot, they can't, they have to mow it by hand.
The new one?
The new one.
Yeah. well,
Is it the one
that's-
near the MMA?
No, the
No,
new
the
one
new
out here.
one in the back parking lot that they just put in.
Oh, all right, I'll drive by there.
So I
That's
just want to
the
make
one-
sure.
That's the one when you're heading out of Ted Williams.
Yeah.
All right, I'll take a look at that,
Yeah. I mean,
because
it's,
we designed that one too.
Did
so,
ya?
Yeah. We designed all of them for Ted Williams, so I'll take a look. and see.
yeah. So just a thing. All right, thank you very much.
All right,
Awesome,
thanks,
thank you
Jean.
very
Thanks.
much.
Good work.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I hope he gets paid. Yeah, we do last month, so we'll see. Okay. Those are our two biggies for today.
Yep, so now we can fly.
Now we can fly. Okay, Park Commission meeting minutes for February 12th. I only had one item, second page, item 6. First page, Melissa Turcott said that the commission will be reassigning liaisons in April town elections. Can we change in to after April town elections?
We can certainly do that.
Thank you. Did anybody else find anything? Do we have a minute motion?
Make a motion to accept the minutes of February 12th.
I'll second it.
Well, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Meetings, minutes now accepted. Okay, Samurai Baseball. Funny story. Peter and I were still talking with the FLAA. Well, they were kind of talking to themselves and we were kind of talking to ourselves.
Ken came in.
And then Ken, he called you.
Yeah, he goes, where are you? I said, I'm gone. He thought it was 10 o'clock.
I'm like, you just missed Scott. It was 5 of 10, poor guy. But it was fine. Nice guy. Happy to be there. He talked to FLAA for a while, so that was good. Who are we starting with? Co-ed volleyball?
Do we have to vote on
I did not
Samurai?
get any further information, so their application.
So we're gonna
is not
hold on
complete.
them? Alright, so we'll do Samurai.
There's no conflicts,
No, he's field 4's,
right? And I saw
His-
FLA didn't request field 4 at all.
no.
I make a motion we accept.
I'll second it.
The only thing is, do we need to know how many players? Is
It's
that
got
on-
three
He has
teams.
player,
He
plays.
has 3 teams,
Oh,
maximum
it
of
says
12.
that, okay, yep.
12
Okay,
per
sorry, I
team.
missed that, yep.
Yep.
It's very thorough.
Number 6, Scott motioned.
Yep.
Did we have a second? Any further discussion?
Nope.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Welcome back, Samurai Baseball.
Who should I put down for the liaison for field pass?
Well, you can just tell him he's all set and we can give it to him when we have new liaisons, unless somebody else wants to be their liaison. You sure he didn't believe you weren't coming back? You sure you don't want to run? We can all write you in, you'll win.
Come on, Scott.
I'm like, what is Scott gonna do if we all write him in? He's gonna be like, nope. Where Paula came back for like how many times because everybody wrote her in? All good. Yes, we'll just hold off on that. He doesn't really need one. He can just contact you until he gets one. FLAA,
Are you satisfied with their times and requests?
well, it's much better than it has been.
It's still kind of carte blanche,
It is.
because I'll guarantee you, fields will be open on those times.
Yep.
And from the conversation Kenny had with FLAA, they're looking someplace else.
Oh, yeah?
Yep.
Well, can't blame him.
But had they been doing these field days annually like they were supposed to,
Right.
you know, it wouldn't be $10,000 a field or $20,000 a field.
Right. And they said they keep saying, we didn't know we had to take care of them, but we've been
Oh, yes,
saying
they
that
did.
since the 4 years I've been here. It's your responsibility, it's your responsibility. And nothing. So, I don't know, what does anybody else think?
I don't know, I thought you were looking for a little more.
Specificity?
Yes.
Specificity? Like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 5 to 8?
Yeah, if they're not gonna be here Tuesdays and Thursdays, I feel like it is the same, basically, just every time that you would ever use a field.
Every daylight hour.
Yeah.
But they'll be paying more.
But they will be paying more. Right. Oh, which leads me to, they have their start date for 3/16/26 and it goes to 11/6. So that's 8 months. So they combined both leagues
So there's
into,
It's two sessions.
yep.
And honestly, nobody should be on the fields until this board is satisfied that they're dry.
Right. So March 16th, that's,
Monday.
yeah.
Because otherwise, they'll go on as soon as they can. And, we've had this conversation with soccer, even when I was on the board, that, if you trash them in the first week, those are your fields for the year. We're not gonna come out there and fix them up because you decided to go out and play in the mud.
Right.
But that won't be the conversation that's put forth. They'll be, oh, the Parks Department won't fix the fields.
Right.
So I don't know if you want to say the fields are closed until,
Yeah.
and you can go on a field-by-field basis, it doesn't have to be all the, you can have someone go down and check the
Right.
baseball fields and say, no, the baseball fields are good, or the softball fields are good, or
Field
two of the
one's
three.
dried out.
Right. Field one's okay to play on, maybe field two, and obviously field three would be later,
Right.
But I'm just, I think everybody's itching to get outside,
They are.
and,
Well, next week they won't be. Temperature plummets.
yeah, right. We'll go outside, it was snowing when I came in.
It was snowing when I came in.
Yeah.
I texted everybody.
Yeah.
So we need to let them know April 1st they can start. Well, provided the fields are dry. Because it says, right, season 1, April to July. They texted, they filled in season 1 and they filled in season 2, August to November.
So that should be a double.
I can make that call if you want.
Do you have FLAA? Who has FLAA?
Scott did, I thought.
I did at one point.
Yeah, if you want to be the liaison for FLAA, sure.
I'm just not, it's like really new ground for me. But let me just make this call and tell them that the field is not gonna be ready till April 1st.
Yep.
Okay, so I'll call Amy or Andy Burnett.
Yeah, so Andy was the one at our meeting, right?
Yeah, I'll call Andy and tell him. That's easy for me to do.
Yeah, and you can just tell them all the fields, so it's not just, we're not just picking on baseball.
Right.
It's all the
All
fields.
the fields.
But we also need to tell them that this needs to end in July and submit a new application for,
Well, that's right there, including fall ball.
Right.
right.
July 1st.
It's April 1st to the end of July. April, May,
Okay.
June, July.
All right. I'll make that call tomorrow.
Okay, thank you.
So that applies to everybody. So we got softball.
Soccer, baseball.
All those are in April anyway. Yeah, so.
Right, but they're gonna wanna get out and practice. I think you should let them all know.
Yeah, you can send out the, just a email to all the leagues that the fields are still wet. We're asking that you stay off them until April 1st. But soccer hasn't even turned in their forms yet, right? No forms from soccer, Peter? Yeah. No forms from softball either, right?
Not that I've seen, I know we had a meeting about a week and a half ago and Mark said he was planning on getting it over. We're having
Should be
some
good.
board member turnover, so maybe that's playing into it.
probably, it's never easy.
No.
Have to vote on that one.
Yep, we do. Anybody want to make a motion to accept FLAA's application for season one, start beginning in April? And we'll let them know that that's only one season.
Well, how does the form get written? Should we
I'll
just
make
have
a
them
motion that
submit
we,
a revised form?
Go ahead, Noel, you can
I'll make a
motion.
motion that we will accept, as you said,
Okay,
season one, April 1st to July 31st.
okay, a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Go ahead, Carrie. Do you want them to submit another form?
No, it was an administrative question. Peter, how does that work? Like, if they're verbally told, no, we're passing it for this, but they have this form on file. Like, do you just email them and say, you're only approved till July 31st?
We can, yeah, we can do it any way we want, yeah. We can just say, so, yeah, we can take this approved for one season.
Okay.
So who seconded this?
Carrie,
So so then we would be asking for an additional application for,
the fall,
and
because isn't fall usually less kids?
Usually.
Yes, in general. They lose
So
a
that
bunch
would
to
be-
soccer.
another fee.
For the fee. Yeah. See what they want to do? What? That's what everybody else is paying, right?
Soccer pays two
Yeah,
Two
I
fees?
understand
Yeah,
that.
and
I'm just-
softball?
I'm just, you know, it's obviously a huge
Difference.
difference going, that's basically going up to $52 per player per year.
Right. So I looked, when did I do it? 2, 4, 6 plus 12 is 18. So Samurai Baseball uses 18 field hours a week. And they pay the same per player as baseball, who plays 52 and a half hours a week. So they play 3 times as much.
You gotta remember, you have different leagues and different age groups. You've got T-ball,
Right.
you've got minor leagues, you've got major league.
Right, but it's still like per field hour.
No,
You know what I'm saying?
I understand
Like
what
they
you're
were
saying.
complaining that they paid $8,000, which isn't, right? Justin kept referencing $8,000, which it isn't.
$8,000.
It isn't $8,000.
It's 3,500, I thought.
No, it's
You
almost
mean the first
6,000.
fee
Yeah,
had been 3,000.
it was 3,000.
It was 3,000. Yes,
He was saying it's gonna go up to 8,000.
right,
Oh,
By the per player.
right.
What?
When they
By
had
the
to,
per player.
That's correct.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right, so it's gonna more than double,
Right.
right.
so.
But when they were paying the fixed fee, was it for both seasons? Do you
Yeah, it was
remember?
one
The
season.
whole year, yeah, the whole thing,
Oh,
yeah, so. It's a huge,
The fall league's probably about half the kids.
Yeah, so maybe together they'll be 8,000.
So what's it gonna be for the
was it
230 kids?
230 times.
6,000, $5,980
It's gonna be close to $8,000.
for both for the whole year. Yeah. But that's what soccer and softball pays almost $8,000.
Soccer does, they pay 2 separate registrations.
Yeah, as
Yeah.
long as we're treating everyone the same,
I
and
know.
being consistent.
And it stinks that they go from paying a little bit to a lot, but they've been paying a little bit for
Right.
all these
And they haven't been
years.
putting it into the fields, have they?
Nope. No.
You know, you could always say, well, if you wanna work on some fields, maybe we can talk.
Right, and they did ask
We did
for
say
that.
I know,
So,
but I'm just saying, maybe you could hold that carrot.
yeah. Yeah, so I sent Andrew, our town administrator, Andrew, the John Pond park contract for when softball wanted to volunteer and make their improvements. And I said, what is it that we need? Like, they were asking what they have to do to be able to work on these fields. So let's put something together. This is what Ari gave me years ago. And he's like, I'll take a look at it and get it to you next week. So he's gonna put something together and get it to us hopefully next week.
Should I not call Andy Burnett tomorrow?
Well, I think we need to call them sooner than later. They think they're setting foot on the field on Monday.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, I'm gonna tell them to hold the phone. Fields are not good, it's gonna trash them, and just hold the phone with
Right.
that.
Yep.
And as you said, you're trying to get out of Andrew Sugforth what the terms would be. So I'll convey that.
for repairs,
For repairs.
For repairs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
volunteer repairs.
Okay.
Well, and yeah. Yeah, because once you, like I said, I'm not sure how much worse we could get the fields, but if you're gonna bring in bobcats and scrape things off, I'm sure the town's gonna want something for when you rip up the sprinklers. Like, 'cause it's your responsibility to fix them. Although, I'm getting good at it. All right. Discuss plans for Lakeville Day. Yay!
So, we have
Sorry.
a motion and a second.
Oh, we didn't vote, we stopped at discussion. All right, all in favor to lease out our fields for FLAA for April 1st to July 31st? All in favor?
Aye.
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 Aye. Okay, so April 1st to July 31st, FLAA is welcome. And then if their Cardinals team wants to use the fields, they need to contact us.
They claim that's not them anymore.
Right. Lakeville Day. Okay, so we always do Lakeville Day on a Sunday, so we kept it on Sundays. And we always did Sundays because Loon Pond Lodge isn't usually booked on Sundays. Loon Pond Lodge is booked every Sunday, every day, every weekend day. So we're still gonna do it on Sunday, but they have a bridal shower. So what we're gonna do is bring in the food trucks. School's Out Ice Cream is on board. And I emailed Dudes and Foods weeks ago and they never got back to me. So I emailed them again and he's like, oh, I thought I messaged you. I do that all the time. So I have tons of sympathy. So they're on board and then we can pick one or two others. So I think I sent you 4 or 5 in my email
Oh,
links.
Is
So-
it fine with us having others? Because didn't we have some agreement that they could be like
With Loon
the
Pond Lodge?
exclusive?
Oh,
No,
yes.
Dudes and Foods.
For the last season, we did have that. They're the exclusive, whatever. Did we ever get any? Like, I know Schools Out sent us a check. Did Dudes and Foods ever send a check? No,
Oh, then maybe they
Oh,
lost their
here.
exclusivity.
they lost their exclusivity.
Well, that's
Yes.
not forever.
No, and I think the event Lakeville Day is gonna have more people than gonna require us to have more than
Right,
one food
just
truck
one.
Oh,
because
yeah.
Schools Out is only ice cream,
Right.
so that's
And
not
you want
really
a variety anyhow. You
a
want a couple.
food thing. Yeah, so I talked to one food truck that suggested we only had 2 food trucks because, and I get it because it's like 150 people to 200 people per food truck is what they estimate. But you don't want people standing in huge lines to wait to get your food because that drives me crazy. So we have that. So if you guys want to look at those links that I sent you in my email and what you think. And then my next question is switching to Music in the Pines. Do we want the same food trucks every week, all August, or do we want different food trucks every week, all August? Of course, School's Out Ice Cream because who doesn't want an ice cream truck every week?
Ice cream.
Yeah. I think people kind of, so like I work in the city, right? And like there tends to be like, oh, this day it's this kind of food. I think people appreciate that, like you can get something different.
Mhm.
You know, like
So
maybe
different
you're in
ones.
the mood for Thai one day and like the next day you're not. So, or I don't know, just picking a type of food.
I think
like,
mixing it up would be better than having the same 2 food trucks all year.
yeah.
All the time.
Yeah. I
It's
do.
just more adventurous and
Even-
people might
even if
be
it-
more
even if
willing
it's
to try.
2 this week, 2 different ones next week, and you bring back the 2 from the.
Right.
You know, I
A little
mean, at least
rotation.
it's a little different. You know.
Something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
alternate.
yeah. And my other question was, we got the $1,000 grant from the Arts Council to bring in music, and then we'll subsidize whatever's left
Awesome.
from our vendors that we bring in for Lakeville Day and the other musicians. So I didn't know how big you wanted to go. Like, we can bring in people that like nobody's ever heard of and stuff, or I can try to get Sarah Martin to come in, but that's
That would
going
be
to be a big chunk of that $1,000.
Well, you know, you look at it and you say, maybe you have a smaller group and somebody
then
like
her.
Sarah, you know, or you have, you know, maybe the next time you do 2 medium sizes, you know.
Yeah. So that's what I was thinking of, because I would like to kick off maybe with her, because I think she would be a huge draw for the town.
Mm.
That sounds like a good, safe bet.
Question,
Yes.
where are you planning on putting them and what type of stage are you planning on have?
So, flashback to Lakeville Day. We have musicians for Lakeville Day that play in the Pines, right
No,
there.
Pines is a great spot, that's where it
And
used to be.
then the jazz band usually plays behind Loon Pond Lodge in the gazebo. So obviously, given the function at Loon Pond Lodge, they won't be able to do that. So we'll have to pull them out. And because there's a function at Loon Pond Lodge, we're gonna have to set up Lakeville Day going around the other way,
Yeah.
like we did for the
Right, the backside of the Pines,
Wiccan Festival.
yeah,
So that side, his Heather said that worked out perfectly for
because they had a
the.
function that day.
Yep.
Good, no, that's good.
So, I'd like to, if it's not dry enough to put the food trucks like right on the edge of the grass, then we'll put them in the maintenance area parking lot. And I'd like to do I have to talk to Paul and see what he feels about this, but I'd like to do a 8 by 8 foot, like just a raised platform with the rails on 3 sides for the musicians to stand, because at some reason it's always wet on Lakeville Day, so that they're at least off the ground with their equipment and stuff.
Through the chair.
Now remember,
I don't remember the name of that fellow who played the guitar last year.
He was amazing.
Whoever he was, I think it would be worth having him also.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if he wants to come back to Lakeville Day
Right.
this year, and then I'm gonna see if he, what he
the other
does.
thing, remember, on your poles, I know you plan on going the other way around, but those poles have electricity.
Yes,
So the ones in the Pines do, and the ones over by the bocce court, and onto the other side. I mean, obviously, you're not gonna use the ones on the road,
right,
but those other ones do have electricity. They were set up for camping, so they're at least 30 amp.
right. Yeah, so we've used those quite a bit. So, I guess that's all for my updates for Lakeville Day and music in the Pines. Right now, Peter and I turned in our roadway usage forms, so they'll make their way throughout town and we'll get our final approval. So, alright. I'm pretty excited, I don't know why, but I might need help bringing in vendors and organizations and stuff. I'll let you know.
Yeah.
Okay, search on Clear Pond Park Director. Peter has reached out to Doug to see if he has any interest in coming back or if he would like to retire, and we'll do like a big party for him in the beginning of the year. We've posted it in the Nemasket. Peter's contacted the Nemasket to post it in there. So next week, hopefully, I'll still be better. And
So what was his decision?
he has not responded.
Oh,
Is it possible, through the chair, is it possible to post that on Facebook, Lakeville Helping Lakeville?
Yeah, so we're gonna hang off till we get that answer from him,
Okay.
because that'll depend how we spin it when we're looking for new people.
right. And is there like a new position, an assistant?
An assistant director, yeah. So I
I know you were holding off on those.
yeah, so it was
Get the director first.
just that we didn't have a pay scale for the assistant director, so that didn't get posted because it wasn't voted on by the select board. I did not watch the select board's meeting on Tuesday yet to see if it was there, because it was supposed to be. So if it wasn't there, I will check into it and get it on there for the next one. I'll work with Lacey to pick up a pay scale. Yeah, what can you do?
No, I was just curious.
Um,
I think the primary factor is to get the director
Director,
first.
most
Yeah.
important, obviously.
Yep, and then go from there.
Yeah,
You sort of want the director to be in on the decision,
Be involved in the,
Yeah.
in the search, absolutely.
yeah, and that's what we always did
Yeah, that's
for
what we've
finding
done.
lifeguards. Like, we always waited till we had the director and then, yeah. Anybody else have a liaison update?
No update?
New business?
You wanna look at the budget update or not?
Yeah, so it looks pretty good. I liked repairs and maintenance for buildings and grounds on the fourth one down on the back page. We still have $15,000 left on that line item. And groundskeeping supplies, we still have $13,000 left on that item.
That's usually where you spend your first grub control and
Fertilizer.
fertilizer.
Yeah,
which
I
is-
think I'm gonna check with Frank, but I don't think we've done that.
No, it's usually done in May, or end of April, beginning of May. Usually
Yeah, the
when they,
snow
when they
would
get
have
them
had
in
to be
here.
gone.
Right. Because I thought we only have done one lately. And because our,
Right, but if you know, the grass is
right, I get it,
realizing it.
yeah. I think our cart finally died.
Really? The golf cart?
Josh was driving it down the driveway and he was like, "Putt, putt, 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 putt," and then it would go boom, and then it would go putt, 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 boom.
Is it worth trying to get fixed?
It's been fixed like 6 times. It hasn't worked right since I've gotten here.
So softball, the one that we have, we got from, I can get the contact info if you want, but it was like I believe we got a refurbished one. There's a guy in Freetown
Mm-hmm.
that does them. And I mean, he does the tune-up every year.
Yeah.
It's been pretty bulletproof.
Okay.
It's driven by like
Everyone,
100
yeah,
different coaches. a year.
right. Yeah, so doesn't hurt to send me their contact information. They're driven every day for hours a day and they have
Yeah.
equipment
I
thrown
think
in the
Right,
back.
you know,
It's
And
brand new
That might be
too,
a
but
good avenue as to an annual tune-up, because I think it's just been patchwork
yeah.
Yeah.
rather than do maintenance on it, preventative maintenance.
Right, yeah, I don't know I know in the winter, everything gets sent over to the DPW when everybody's slow and they do all their stuff on them then. And I know they've come up with a list in the maintenance building, I guess I asked too many times, of now things that they need, new garage doors, a drain in front of the doors because with all the snow melting and the water, it's all coming in under the doors into the thing. And they're not wrong. I know they need new doors because when you push the button, sometimes it goes up, sometimes it comes down, sometimes it stops in the middle, then you gotta wait a minute and then press the button again. So it's just all things, but I also know I looked at new garage doors from my regular family size garage and it was $6,000 a door. So now I'm thinking this is like 4 to 5 times
Double
the
it.
size of my garage door.
Double it.
More than double it easy.
But it's not just the door, it's also the hardware.
The frame and the
and
motors
the motor
and,
and that whole thing is
Yep.
probably, I mean, that's been there since that building's been up,
right.
which has been
So-
probably 25 years,
Right.
30 years.
So it's just like another episode of Kick the Can. Because what can you do? Okay, so our next meetings are March 23rd. Just put all my papers away. March 26th, April 9th, and April 23rd. All here at 6:30. Is that still working for you?
Just making sure.
Yep. Anybody have anything else? No new business? Anything else, Peter?
No?
So you can think of, no mail or anything? Can't think of anything. All right. What time is it? 8:10? Do we have a motion to adjourn?
I make a motion to adjourn.
Any discussion? Nope. 8:10, all adjourned. Thank you, everybody. Have a good